Here is one thing I saw on the internet today that I do like.
That's badass.
That's sick work.
Yeah.
Steve Butcher, somebody like, I'm getting on the horn if I need a tattoo. I'm calling Steve Butcher wherever you are. That's outrageous.
I'm gonna get that detail right there. I'm gonna get him to tattoo my face on my face.
get your eyes on your eyelids so you can sleep through things.
Sleep in the Zoom meeting. I DM'd this guy, Austin Cooper, and I was going to try to get him on the night so he could show it to us and talk about it. He might still come on Sunday. We'll see. If not, I might kick him to the Bark After Dark ranks. We'll see about that.
Bring him on.
But I DM'd him. I said, what does it feel like? Does it still hurt? And he said, it doesn't hurt that bad. And he also told me that it took 18 hours over 2 days in California to get it done.
I'm going to guess if you're getting a tattoo like that, he's got more than just one. This isn't his first tattoo.
Yeah.
Butcher, I read his website. He tattoos in a style that's called hyper-realism.
Yeah, well, he nailed it.
I mean, it looks like a screen printed like cake from Publix. Like it is.
Yeah, you don't need a legend to figure out what hyperrealism is. You don't need a dictionary.
Yeah,
that's hyper realistic. It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's hyper, dude. It is a hype tattoo.
It's probably the greatest Georgia tattoo I've ever seen personally. Now, I don't know that I'm not one for getting things like that. I mean, I don't have any tattoos. I guess I should say. Does anybody here? I'm curious.
Yeah. Between the four of us, do we have one tattoo?
I'm not tatted up. I talked about getting one last year when the Braves, Georgia, and my high school all won championships. I was trying to figure out how to incorporate all three, but now that there's been a back-to-back, I don't. What if there's a three-peat on top of my original Trinity? I don't know. So I'm still thinking about that, but that was the closest I ever came to getting one. Palmer, you're awfully quiet over there.
Palmer's got his family insignia tattooed on.
Palmer has one on his scalp.
No tattoos here.
They brand you at Montgomery Bell Academy.
Like Yellowstone.
Part of the initiation.
But that made me wonder, what do y'all think is the most tattoo-worthy Georgia moment in Georgia history that could be encapsulated the easiest on a tattoo, other than what we just saw with Keely Ringo's pick six there?
Any damn one you want from Mr. Butcher there, because he can. I mean, he's up to the task.
For me, this was an easy answer. If you were going to get a tattoo of a super cool moment, I think the best one would be George Pickens slamming that Georgia Tech player's head into the wall. I think that both of mine actually were George Pickens ideas. George Pickens doing that, or George Pickens with the water bottle pissing on the guy from
Roos is going to two moments that are detrimental to the University of Georgia. Both of them hurt way more than they helped.
Two of the best moments that I can ever remember watching for Georgia. It's so funny. So classic, like George Pickens, but to me, the Georgia helmet throwing the Georgia Tech guy into the wall like it's an in your house pay-per-view, no holds barred, falls count anywhere match was stellar, man. It was a great one.
That was incredible.
It was.
And to me, it showed a lot of discipline, because anytime guys get in a fist fight in football, you see someone swing at the helmet, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
So Pickens was like, oh, screw that. I'm just going to throw him into the bricks.
What is the nearest weapon I can find? It is this wall, and I'm going to use it to my advantage. And, I caught so much shit on
Trace
Twitter.
Willing, right? That's
it was Trace Willing. It was Trace Willing. I was actually very close to where that happened. It spilled out right. I was shooting in that end zone.
Good one.
And
Ursula over Bates. That's a good one.
I was thinking that one.
But yeah, it was. I got a lot of crap on that about on Twitter because I posted it and I was like, a reminder of the greatest moment in Georgia football history, and people were just giving me all kinds of shit about it. But it was so funny to me.
There are two memories that stick out for me, and neither one of them are huge moments in Georgia history either. But they're two of the coolest photos I've ever seen taken about Georgia football. One is the Dan Inman double headlock. Of the LSU players. I don't know if you ever seen that one, Wes?
No.
Oh my God, dude. He's got one guy, he's got his face mask like pushed up, like he's about to snap the kid's head backwards, and he's got another dude in a headlock on field goal protection.
Who is this?
Dan Inman. It's a it was in Sports
Illustrated. Yeah. I do remember that photo.
If you're talking Georgia against LSU, Jalen Carter holding up.
Yes, that's a good one. You're right.
Solid.
My other one was Boss Bailey. Any one of those 2002 field goal blocks that he got
up there.
You can see his feet over the helmets almost of the players. They actually had to bring a rule in to prevent that. Is now you can't leave your feet and come down on there's a Boss Bailey rule, all because of him. So I would it would probably be one of those.
Give me Jordan Davis and his plunge into the end zone, his graceful plunge into the end zone. That would be a good one.
I'll tell you another great one. Serious. If I'm talking a serious one, Kirby and Dooley facing each other. That photo or
the Dooley Jordan Davis photo that I got over here recently.
Yeah, the Braves. The Braves jersey.
I don't know, man. That gives me kind of misty-eyed right there. That's just like, two wildly different, people and generations and levels of experience at a Braves game. I mean, that looks like two happy sons of guns right there, man. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
I was just thinking that when Tyler Brennan put it in the comments, AJ Green's catch fitting with the news of his retirement.
Yep. Yeah, true.
The only juxtaposition you've got there is that Georgia lost that ball game.
Yeah, that would be tough to get tattooed in the loss.
And I mean, you could put AD's catch, but I know a lot of people don't want that tattooed on them anymore.
Oh, you know what? I wonder how many people already got the AD tattoo, and then they're
there's got to be one of those.
Really get out of that. The Ringo pick did really. Georgia scored 2 touchdowns after that, or that would probably be a bigger deal than it is.
What about Terry Godwin's catch against Notre Dame?
Great one. Almost got kicked off the sideline.
That's kind of
filming that thing. Just the ball came right at me.
NBC threatened to throw me off the sidelines because I tweeted out a video of that.
To me, that's right there. The kind of the start of Georgia getting to where it's at right now.
Yeah, if he doesn't make that catch, then Georgia doesn't go to the playoff. I mean, that was a huge play, man. You're right. I always have the image of Massaquoi and the blackout when he just kind of like shrugs when he catches that bomb from Stafford. That was a pretty sweet moment.
You could get the UGA by going after the Auburn player.
Oh yeah, no doubt. What about Bevo going after UGA? That'd be a pretty sweet collage, like the circle of UGA.
Ducati Tech over here with a moment that never happened, but would be fun. Just a tattoo of Mark Richt punching Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, a little bit more conceptual.
Hey, listen, Mark Richt did punch Steve Spurrier one time. It was back in 2015. It wasn't physically, but it was. He got him. He broke the head ball coach that day because I'll never forget. I went downstairs and where they do the coaches. The opposing coaches press conference at the bottom of the elevators. I got off the elevator and Spurrier was just sitting down and the curtain was up and he goes, man, wait a minute. They had 5 third downs all game. That can't be right. And they did. That's how bad Georgia dominated them. They didn't get the third down, but 5 times in the whole ball game. And Spurrier was just like, that can't be right. Like it was just, that man was, he retired. Was it the next week? Did he retire the very next week, or did he coach one more game?
Yeah, I can't remember, but it was
that was the Fatone Bowda game.
I thought
no. That was the South Carolina game. He was at South Carolina.
Oh, you're okay. I see what you mean. I was thinking Georgia, Florida.
No.
I had when we were talking about this. I was envisioning Mark Richt punching Steve Spurrier
in a Florida uniform.
And his visor falling off.
That
like
would
those old Cal Warlick.
the
You don't remember Cal Warlick that would draw all those like mall UGA photos? It'd be like a caricature of Larry Munson. That would be the guy. Rest in peace. That would be the guy to do the tattoo.
I got a couple more that I thought of. Sony in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up. That no one had mentioned that.
Yeah, and personal favorite being from Tennessee, Eric Stokes with the sack on I think it was Brian Maurer. The fumble.
Yeah, that was painful.
Absolutely killed him.
How about
I was going to say that you mentioned the Phaeton Bauta start. That would qualify as worst moments in Georgia history to get tattooed on your body.
Yeah,
that was the end of the Mark Richt era when that happened.
Just get Phaeton Bauta's name and jersey number on your back.
Yeah, I would also say the final score of the UCF Liberty Bowl would be one of the worst things you could possibly get tattooed on you.
I mean, Devontae Smith, that'd be pretty bad.
Yeah. Second 26.
09 Independence Bowl, which is great moments. Some pretty good moments.
We're going to stop
Wes, I just dropped a link to that Dan Emmond photo if we want to show people.
Where is it?
Yeah, I haven't seen this before.
Chat. It's the actual image from the magazine.
Oh, it just came through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Pollock,
you mentioned it. I
that
didn't
Pollock
hear you
touchdown. The Pollock touchdown is interesting. My brother was getting married that day. I want to say it was like September the 7th of 2002, and there was a lightning delay in that game. Basically, like, we thought we were going to be in and out of the service and missed like the first 5-10 minutes of the game or whatever. But the service was a lot longer than we thought it was going to be. And we missed, I was actually in the wedding, obviously. And we missed most of that one, most of the first half of that game, including the Pollock thing. So, but yeah, Dan Emmons kind of having his way with some LSU Tigers in that.
O2 had some good moments, man. You got Pollock, you got the Michael Johnson catch, just the SEC championship. Some really good moments that have now been overshadowed by even better ones in Georgia.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest one that nobody talks about anymore is the 52-7. I believe, what was it, 52-7 over Georgia Tech that year? Yeah,
it was. JT Wall had a screen.
Yeah,
his neck roll.
Yeah,
neck pad was rumbling into the end zone.
That's there were a couple of years later, maybe it was the next year, Georgia Tech came in and played baseball at Foley Field. And they delayed first pitch. They're supposed to be 6 o'clock, and they started the game. Time of first pitch 6:08, and the reason they say that because 52-7. It was 52-7 until 7. So.
It's pretty good, pretty clever.